So now that we know a little bit more about body language, we're going to talk about how that applies to training school classes. It's important that we always observe dogs' body language and act accordingly, that we educate owners and set good examples for how to interact with the dog, and that we don't increase a dog's stress level. Some common stress signs that we see in the classroom include lip licking, tail low, ears back, sniffing the ground, looking away, moving away, or general avoidance. You may also see lowered body position or a head lower. You may also notice a dog blowing coat, which means they're shedding excessively out of context. When you are considering approaching a dog, we always want to observe their body language. If we see loose and wiggly with neutral ears and neutral tail, it's usually okay to approach. In that case, we'll want to ask the owner and then practice pat, pet, pause. That's where we pat our leg to invite the dog over to us. If they approach, we can pet for a few seconds and then pause to see how they respond. Do they push in for more pets, or do they stay back or move away? In this case, where the dog is loose and wiggly, the owner may actually choose to manage that interaction a little bit more to help their dog make good choices, such as not jumping on the visitor. If we see any stress signs, it's important that we tell the owners what we see. If it's mild stress signs, we can turn sideways, crouch low, and allow the dog to approach us. We want to make sure that we don't reach out towards them, as this can be stressful for the dog. If they choose not to approach us, we can practice what we call treat and retreat. That's where we toss a treat behind the dog so they get two reinforcements. They get the treat and they get to move away from this potential stressful trigger. Anytime they look at us or take one step towards us, we can toss a treat towards them. This can build their confidence without putting pressure on them. If we see big signs of stress, like barking, lunging, or cowering behind the owner and not eating treats, we will likely excuse the dog from class. Observing body language is also important when we are choosing a demo dog. We want to choose a dog that is relaxed and who is not stressed or over-aroused. You may witness a dog that becomes stressed during the demo, even though they started off relaxed. If we see any stress signals, even mild ones, during the demo, it's best to return the dog to the owner and then explain to the whole class what we saw. This is great to educate the class and also demonstrate how to handle a situation when a dog does become stressed. In the off chance that there are no dogs to demo with in class, it's okay to use one of our stuffed dogs or an invisible dog. That's where we will go through the motions of how we would handle if we have a live dog in front of us. Sometimes we will see stressed body language from actions of the owner. This could be the owner pulling on the leash, or moving too fast with the training, or being inconsistent. It's really important that we address this at the time that we see it. We can explain to the owners what we're seeing, and we can help them choose other actions to do, such as putting their leash hand in their pocket if they have a habit of pulling on the leash, or breaking the skill down into smaller steps if they are trying to push their dog too far too fast. When we see stressed body language in dogs, it's important that we educate the owners and advocate for the dogs. We want to describe what we're seeing versus using labels. So for example, Fluffy has a low tail and is moving away here. That is common signs of stress.